Expat Travels, it is Jeremy, and I am at Ezeiza International Airport here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And tonight we are going to take a flight on United Airlines from Buenos Aires to Houston, Texas. It is a 777 United jet. Join me for the entire process from start to finish as we do this trip review of this United 777 from Buenos Aires, Argentina to Houston, Texas. Join me on this adventure, shall you? When you get to Ezeiza, one of the nice things they have is free luggage carts. Not a lot of airports have this anymore, so that's a nice convenience to have if you have a lot of luggage, like yours truly. Checking the departure board, Houston, 9 o'clock, United Flight 818. It usually boards about 3 hours before departure on international departures, so I booked economy tonight, and I get one free check bag and one carry-on, but as you can see, I got 2 check bags and 2 carry-ons. We'll see how United is tonight. Okay, so I used the United's kiosk to check in. I got my bag tags, paid for my extra bag fee. I was allowed, actually, I had 1 bag and 1 carry-on slated to work because I booked economy, but they actually let me check an extra bag. So I checked a total of 3 bags. It did cost me $100 for baggage fees. The check-in process, even though I used the kiosk, took about 21 minutes. Only questions they asked me is, are these all the bags you're gonna check? Do you not have lithium batteries in there? Which is pretty standard. And then have you not been in the country longer than 90 days? Which, if you've been here longer than 90 days, you have 1 of 2 choices. You either do a visa run to another country, or what you can do is you can pay the overstay. But nonetheless, I was valid in all respects. So now the next step is security and migrations. This is the new part of the airport. I did this last year too, in addition to another video you can check that I went to JFK. But this is the way to migrations. You go up a giant escalator, which is right behind me, and we're gonna do that now. So next stop, migrations. Here we go. We got to get to the top of the escalator, and it looks like you got to go through for migrations. Here we go. Now we're up to migrations. We'll see how this goes, see what questions they ask me on the way out, then we'll be past that to security. But here we go. This is a new part of the airport, Ezeiza. They changed this a couple of years ago, but here is migrations. Or no, actually it looks like security, then migrations. I stand corrected. Here we go. Okay, I am done through security. That took about 10 minutes. It wasn't too bad. The only thing they questioned and they pulled out was my statue of Christ the Redeemer. And it was like, I had to sit there and say, Rio, Christ the Redeemer. I go, eh. And they're like, okay. Which was kind of funny. So now we're heading up to migrations. Let's see what questions they asked me. Here we go. Okay, migrations is all finished. Didn't ask me any questions or anything. Just had me take my hat off and take a picture and told me to get the hell out of the country because I'm a U.S. citizen. No, I'm kidding. Everything was good. No problems at all. So now on to the duty free. All right, let's go check out stuff that's way too expensive. Lots of perfumes as always when you come through the duty frees, and honestly, they're way overpriced. So you can just skip right through this stuff like it never existed. And cruise to the back of the stuff that's even more expensive. You can get sunglasses that are probably way too expensive too. And you cruise around the corner, you got electronics here, right? Again, all this stuff is much cheaper in the States. Don't even think about it here. But before you leave, if you want to get a jar of dulce de leche, you have to put it in checked luggage or else they'll take it away from you the minute you get to the United States. You've got alfajores here. These are about $15 more than you'll find on the street. $40 a box. It was $25 in the streets of Havana. This gives you an idea of how expensive they mark things up here. But anyway, thinking Argentina, you can have some wine or beer. You can get a mate on the way out of here. You can get all kinds of things. This duty free is not actually that big. I'm surprised. If you check my video on Bouguet Bus, it was actually bigger. But anyway, here is the selection of things here. Take a look. Delicatessen, pistachios, sorry, I mispronounced that. Kit Kat, M&Ms, all this stuff's available in the U.S. Salted caramel Twix, you can get that at home. All this stuff, I got this bag a couple months ago. Hershey stuff, it's all pretty standard stuff, guys. I would say if you go through duty free, the only thing I would take out of this country is a bag of alfajores. That's it. Here's a great place for your kids to play while you're waiting for the flight that we're taking tonight to Houston. This is very cute. Step inside the plane here. Oh look, it shows. Interesting. That. There's our ride for tonight, a United 777 from Ezeiza to Houston. Looks like a full moon tonight. There's the plane. Leaving in about an hour. Time to board the plane.
Superior, con las ruedas por delante. Tengan en las manos sus abrigos y artículos pequeños mientras buscamos lugar para el equipo.
Seat 45A in economy. Pretty good on the leg room. Not too bad. Blanket.
rafts detach from the aircraft and are used as life rafts. All 8 exits are marked with overhead signs. As you locate the 2 exits nearest your seat, remember, there may be lying.
If you are seated in an exit row, you may be asked to assist the crew during an evacuation. If you are unable or uncomfortable performing exit row functions and assisting in an emergency, please ask a flight attendant to be moved. If you must evacuate the aircraft, exit path lights on or near the floor will illuminate and guide you to the exit. Look for a change in color or an exit sign to indicate that you have reached an exit. For everyone's safety, leave all carry-on bags behind. Please refer to the safety card near your seat for the operation of the exit doors on this aircraft.
If necessary, oxygen masks will drop from a compartment above your seat and ceiling compartments in the lavatories. If a strap appears and you cannot reach the mask, pull down on the strap to access your mask. Firmly pull the mask to extend the plastic tubing and start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, slip the elastic band over your head, and tighten the straps. The bag may not inflate while oxygen is flowing. Make sure your mask is secure before helping others.
Should you need it, you will find a light vest equipped with the water-activated light in a pouch under, between, or next to your seat. When directed, pull the tab to remove the pouch. If present, remove the strap around the pouch. Tear open the pouch, remove, and unfold the vest. Slip it over in.
With matters as much as where you're going. So thank you for choosing to fly with United.
we're back heading to the United States. So therefore, we got U.S. Coke. Oh, did I miss U.S. Coke over Argentina Coke? Argentina Coke just has too much syrup to it. So U.S. Coke is more carbonated. I like it a lot better. But the food quality on United tonight really was not impressive at all. And for some reason, the tray table I had, the tray, every time I'd go to eat the food, it would slide down. It was very strange. But anyway, I give the food quality on United tonight about a 6. It wasn't great. I've had better food on American and other carriers. Have a good day. You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, here we are. Okay, so we just arrived in Houston. I am making my way now towards security and customs. As far as the flight on United, it wasn't too bad. It was a little cool on the flight. The food was terrible. I thought the food was awful. All we got for breakfast was a little bitty baguette sandwich. It was almost nothing at all. But the comfort level was okay. It wasn't too bad overall. I liked the entertainment options that they had. But as far as the flight, I think overall I still would choose American over United. I like their connections and their food options better, but I chose United because it was $350 cheaper. So would I fly this route again to Houston? Possibly. But now let's check and see how long it takes to get through security and customs. So now it's the race to get through security and migrations. Well, actually it's customs here. And it's like any airport you come into, you have to do this. I swear you have to walk 75 freaking miles to get there. It's worse than walking at Disney World. It's like you get off the plane, oh, you come back home, and now we're gonna make you walk 25 miles to security. But nonetheless, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, in the US of A. I like that mural. Alright, here we go. Boy, that flag looks good this morning, even though I'm about 30 minutes of sleep. Here we are. Checkpoint security. Looks like immigration is first. Let's do it. When you get to Houston, they have free baggage carts, which is a rarity at airports. So you grab your luggage and recheck it if you were going on to a domestic flight.